Good evening. It's still December 5th, 2024. Again, I apologize. I'm coming down with some kind of cold or virus, and so if I cough or sneeze or whatever, please forgive me, or if my voice gets really gravelly, I'm sorry. Apologize in advance. This video is going to be a bit about Syria. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in Syria right now because of the reasons I explained before. We know that I explained yesterday all of the groups that are involved in fighting in Syria. And the U.S. is tied to Israel, Turkey, and the terrorists. We're arming the terrorists as usual, as we did the first time in Syria, as we did in, we use them when we want to use them. And that's just fact. I mean, even Hillary Clinton said that. And then against us and the terrorists, obviously, is the Syrian army, the Russian Air Force, Iranian army, a portion of it, and Hezbollah, I think that's about it. Oh, the Iraqi militias. I think they also don't want the terrorists taking over there as well because, again, they saw what happened to their country and they don't want that to happen, to be spread over to Syria. So what I found out is this information from Al Jazeera. I'll give you the first couple minutes of this. Let's see if I can find it.
Through some pictures that we're just getting in. These are believed to be images of opposition fighters on their way to Homs. So opposition fighters who just, as we said, took the city of Hama, now on their way going south towards Homs. Syria's third largest city used to be a major rebel stronghold until government forces captured it in 2015. So again, we're just getting these pictures, and this appears to be a significant development. Very, very rapid developments in the past week. Opposition fighters in Syria have taken two major cities. Aleppo, which is Syria's second largest city, the financial and economic hub. Then they took Hama, where we learned today that government troops withdrew from Hama, and we heard the gunshots of celebrations of the opposition fighters. And now, that last shot that we showed you of opposition fighters heading south towards Homs, which is 45 kilometers south of Hama. All of these roads, by the way, Aleppo, Hama, Homs, on the same highway, the M5 highway, that then leads to the capital, Damascus. All right. Let's go to our correspondent.
Okay. That's concerning to me. I already was reading that Orthodox people are really worried about our Orthodox Christian brethren in Aleppo and other areas around there. And especially with Damascus, with, as I said, the Patriarch of Antioch is in Damascus. Well, obviously, so is the President Assad and all that. But for me, what I'm concerned about is my Orthodox brethren, the monasteries in the area, wherever they are, and the Patriarch's residence. And I always wondered why aren't any of the Orthodox Christian other patriarchs talking about this? I mean, I know Metropolitan Neophytus has talked about it. He's the bishop in Cyprus, and then I know that there's a few, but very small amount of bishops are talking about this, and they should be supporting their fellow brothers, bishops in these areas, like our church, the St. Porphyrios Church in Gaza. It's really old. It's the most ancient church in Gaza that was bombed by the IDF early on after October 7th. killed about 18, 19 people of parishioners, of my Orthodox Christian parishioners. And they had also been, the bishop there said he was going to stay and he was going to watch over his flock. He was not going to leave them. And they would take in the Palestinian women and children and elderly and let them be housed in the church to protect them. So I worry because all of these things are happening. And so I wondered, is anybody else talking about this? I know I go to a site once in a while, as I said the other day when I was talking about Orthodox churches, and once in a while I'll look because with the bad news that was coming out of Ukraine, I really didn't want to delve too much into it because it's so painful, but prayer is always good. So I checked, and it looks like December 5th, Albanian church condemns violence in Aleppo that threatens Orthodox Christians. So the Albanian church, which is another Orthodox church, so the Orthodox Church of Albania has issued an urgent appeal calling for an end to the devastating attacks in Aleppo, Syria. In a statement released on December 2nd, the church expresses deep concern over the escalating violence that threatens thousands of Orthodox Christians in the region and the historic Orthodox Patriarchate of Antioch. See, they are concerned. There are these people that are concerned. Yeah, I am too. It also highlights the broader implications of the ongoing conflict, pointing to the destruction of sacred sites and the existential threat faced by Christian communities across the Middle East. So the statement reads, statement from the Albanian Orthodox Church. The recent devastating attacks in the city of Aleppo, Syria, and the surrounding areas have directly endangered the lives of thousands of Orthodox Christians, threatening the historical existence of the Orthodox Patriarchate of Antioch and Middle Eastern Christians as a whole. Religious violence and the destruction of sacred places of worship are deep wounds for all of Orthodoxy and an offense against human culture. Sharing in the deep and indescribable pain of our persecuted brothers, we join in prayers before the God of peace and call upon the international community to take immediate measures to stop the deadly attacks in this much suffering region of the Middle East. So, it says, last week His Eminence Metropolitan Ephraim, that means he's a bishop, Metropolitan means a bishop, but of a larger area, Ephraim of Aleppo of the Antiochian Orthodox Church issued a statement amidst the current flare-up in the 13-year Syria war, vowing to remain with his flock in prayer and hope. And the Albanian Church also issued a similar statement calling for a ceasefire in Gaza in October. They did that. In August, it released a statement calling for the abolition of the absurd law on banning the canonical or Ukrainian Orthodox Church. So at least the Albanian Orthodox Church is well aware and is speaking out against everything that's going on with our churches, whether in Ukraine, Gaza, and now Syria. And this is why this is, again, so personal to me. Patriarch John of Antioch came to visit the Antiochian church that my kids and I were going to when we lived in Boston for a while. And that was back in 2014, 2015. And he was there. He managed to visit even, and he explained all the terrible stuff that was going on there and how they were trying to protect the people that were in danger, and so yeah, this is why it's so important to me. And I just wanted to share that. I did see a post from Colonel McGregor. It came out sometime this morning. And I didn't know how to take it because I didn't know exactly what he meant. But he said, and this was 10 hours ago, breaking, China tells all citizens in Syria to evacuate immediately. He says developing. Well, that freaked me out because I'm like, all the people need to leave? What's going on? Is someone setting off some huge explosion or bomb, or is a nuke going to be used? What's going on? Well, I went to the one where he gets the information from. these alerts. And I think the Chinese were China was calling on its citizens. So basically, it had to do with the embassy, the Chinese embassy. They wanted the Chinese people in the embassy to leave Syria. I do have a concern, though, because if they're worried about what's going on over there, you know, maybe it's even more worse than what I thought. And so we'll have to see what happens. I know this is the next part of the war. I mean, it's just and you know, we have more people from different countries involved in Syria than we did. Well, we had kind of some in the Ukraine one as well. And of course, the not Israel, but the U.S. and then the Ukrainians came over there to, like I said, do the drones and everything like that, and they were called up to go over there. Well, yeah, they wanted to leave there because it's probably, they could survive there better, is what I was told. I heard someone say they could survive better there than they were in Ukraine. And of course, all this does is they try to stretch Russia thin so that it can't do two things at once. It can't deal with the Ukraine situation and the Syrian situation at the same time. Well, it looks like that hasn't been a problem for Russia, thank God. So, all of this is going on, and what did he say? Okay, they started in Syria, ascended into Ukraine, now descended into the center, in the Middle East. Yeah, so it's back. That's what Metropolitan Neophytus had said. It's back in Syria and Middle East area. We'll see what happens. If I get anything else, I'll let you know. Thanks for listening. You know, you can leave your comments below if you have any questions or you have any thoughts on what's going on. If you like my content, please follow my channel and like my videos. And until next time, have a good one.